At the outset of the series, we witness two young lads named Song and Jo engaging in a traditional Korean game. This game is divided into two factions, each maneuvering into distinct formations to gather strength. Subsequently, they must engage in battle and persistently advance until they reach the final zone. Here, they are permitted to go to great lengths, provided they do not transgress the boundary lines. And amidst this, the narrative introduces us to Strong, who triumphs in the circle and emerges victorious in the team game. Elated, he celebrates alongside his comrades, marking the launch of an incredible series. Soon after, we are offered an expansive view of his universe, where he resides with Satish, who remains inactive, while Malso hands Shock some cash, remarking that it's his daughter Gause's birthday. Buy her a present and treat her to a delicious meal, Malso suggests, to which Shock responds by requesting additional funds, only for Malso to retort about his inability to earn, yet asking for more money. Indeed, I had lent some financial support to film a song, and thereafter she proceeded to her workplace. That's when Song pilfered Malsuka's bank card. Together with his close ally Jung, Song headed to an ATM, withdrew cash, and bet it on a horse race with wheels. Regrettably, they lost the initial bet. Not long after, Song, consumed by thought for the second gamble, placed stakes on the sixth horse. As the race commenced, Song's number 6 steed lagged behind. However, it gradually made its way up the field. He proceeded and seized victory in the competition. From this triumph, he amassed a substantial sum, out of which he allocated 10,000 won for gifts. Then a moment of sorrow arose when he was about to procure delectable food and presents for his daughter. It was here that Song spotted thugs advancing toward him with the intent to collect his debts. Swiftly, Shock maneuvered away from the scene, accidentally encountering an unfamiliar girl in the process. Song extended his apologies and quickly departed. Nonetheless, the gangsters caught up with him and subjected him to a severe beating. Then the Song says that I have some money that I will return to you. Then Song saw that the money was missing from his coat, and he remembered that he had bumped into B, who had stolen his money. The goons then beat Song badly because Song hadn't returned their borrowed money, and they threatened to sell Song's kidneys. The goons demanded the money back within a few days. They made him sign papers so they could easily sell his kidneys. After the goons had gone, Song found himself penniless. Consequently, he approached the cashier requesting a refund of the money he previously presented as a courtesy. He then ventured to win some budget-friendly gifts from the vending machine, unfortunately without success. That's when a young boy approached, offering assistance with a "Uncle, I can win you a prize," and showcased his own triumph. With the child's aid, Song secured a prize, and their joy was mutual. Later, Song reunited with Gi-hun, his daughter, with his former spouse Ji. Post-divorce, Ji had entered a new marriage. Her current partner lavished her with sumptuous cuisine and lavish presents. She recounted these luxuries to Song and lauded the quality of his cooking and the thoughtfulness of his present, which contained an unexpected lighter. Song, unaware of the lighter, resolved, "When you're older and ready, I'll gift this to you for its utility, and until then I shall safeguard it." Song vowed to present Ji with an exceptional birthday gift on her forthcoming celebration. Ji longed to reveal something significant to Song but struggled to express it. Subsequently, Ji and Song returned to her abode, encountering Ji. With that, Ji departed with Yun, leaving Song in a crestfallen state. Wandering home, he dozed off on the train, only to be awoken by a salesman proposing a game with a peculiar invitation. "Would you engage in dakchi with me?" Tension rose as Song brandished a firearm, prompting the salesman to reveal a hefty sum of cash as stakes for the card game. Intrigued, the salesman propositioned, "Engage in a round of dakchi with me. Triumph, and I shall bestow upon you 100,000 won. In defeat, the same amount shall be yielded to me." And so the melody recounts he was penniless yet still engaged in a game with the salesman and lost the initial round despite being broke. After, the salesman smacked Song, proclaiming, "For 100,000 won, you're getting another slap." This went on for a stretch of time, with each contest the salesman triumphing and striking Song. However, Song's fortune took a turn for the better, and he triumphed by flinging the paper and was on the verge of retaliating against the salesman. The salesman halted him and handed over 100,000 won. Overjoyed, Song persisted in the game for prolonged hours, amassing a sizable sum. Then, the salesman remarked one could amass greater wealth by engaging in such juvenile diversions. Additionally, by inking the contract at dawn, they were privy to all about you, recognizing your dire financial straits and need for funds. Moreover, that racketeer's agreement belonged to us. Afterwards, Song queried about the salesman's identity. The salesman withdrew, and on him, Song noticed a number, yet rejoiced in his monetary gain. He encountered his neighboring aunt vending fish and exhibited the wealth he had generated. She queried the source of his substantial funds. Song abstained from divulging the source, and his mind wandered to his boyhood chum Joe when the aunt mentioned Joe was gone on a work-related journey. Song's spirits lifted, realizing Joe had pursued his studies and achieved a grand qualification. Soon after, Jin proffered Song some seafood, which he purchased and departed. Subsequent to that, Song partook in a meal with his mother, Malsu. Malsu was confused about how Song got the money, and Song said he earned it through hard work. She then asked Song about Gio. Song said he was very happy and asked, "And you?" Malsu then asked if Gio told him they were moving to America. Song then remembered Gio wanted to tell him but couldn't. Song felt despondent at that moment, yet he realized his helplessness and began to disregard it, proclaiming that Gio was mandated by a court decree to remain with her mother. Subsequently, Malsu mentioned, "If you can demonstrate your financial stability and your capability to care for Gio, we might reconsider and keep her here, else she'll depart for America and gradually erase the memories of you." This prompted Song to ponder deeply on the matter. During the night, while Song was reflecting on his daughter, he suddenly recalled the salesman and promptly dialed his number. He told me he was ready. Then the salesman took full information of the grief. After a while, Shoing was standing on a street. A car came there and saw that inside it was a guard in red clothes, and he asked Shoka to come inside. And when Shoka sat inside, Shoka was knocked unconscious by gas, and the guard took him out from there. The next day, Shong woke up. Then he was inside a very large facility with a lot of people. All of them were being monitored in this, and we were seen in the front as this ran the whole game. And then with Shok, all the people proceeded from there, and Shok saw an old uncle there counting all the people. Then Song says that uncle has written above that there are 456 people here. Companion Shomi also saw that uncle's number was Van and the last one was 456. And then uncle would say, "I have Alzheimer's disease and I can just count everyone and remember the number so I can remember things." Then he says that if you are sick, you should rest at home. Then uncle says that there is no one in my world. Also, the nerves of my brain have been blocked, due to which I am going to die in a few days, due to which I have come here. The onlookers witnessed that a ruffian named Jung with the bag was being struck due to his sister's theft of money. He protested the punishment has already been meted out for that deed. Yet John resumed the assault, and that's when Song spotted Beko. In a bold move, he shoved Jung aside, seized the bag and demanded the return of his money. Subsequently, Jung set out to confront Shom. There, Shok queried who had taken his funds, following which Jong began to menace him. Seeking assistance, Jong was met by guards emerging from the compound, proclaiming a hearty welcome to everyone. Within the span of 6 days, you'll engage in 6 contests, and the victorious individual will accrue a considerable sum. A participant voiced skepticism given their unconscious arrival. The guards clarified this was to conceal their identities. The personnel donned masks as well. The assembly was then informed that the cost incurred on each individual had escalated to millions of won. Among them, Chobi, who was Sean's friend since youth and Lake's offspring, was selected to partake in the games alongside others. It became clear that financial rewards were offered for triumphs in past contests. They arrived of their own accord. The Sentinels offered a choice: depart to tackle debts or remain, compete and possibly win, with an early briefing on the stipulations. Song inquired about the potential prize money. Presently, an enormous sphere materialized before them with funds accruing within. An assembly of 456 contestants with a combined prize of 45.6 billion won elicited amazement. Agreements were executed, mementos captured, all under the observation of the overseer, stationed overhead with exhaustive records at hand. He proceeded to the control room to observe the inaugural contest. Anticipation built as the introductory challenge was set up live for the patrons' amusement. Subsequently, he took his seat for viewing. The contenders assembled on a vast field. Song reunited and embraced his comrade, commending his cleverness. Song suggested he would divulge details later. Subsequently, every individual present was met with disorientation as they discovered the door was secured. An oversized toy made its descent, heralding the inaugural challenge: green light, red light. As the toy vocalized, individuals were permitted to advance. Their objective was to traverse to the final boundary. However, in the absence of the toy's melody, all motion was prohibited lest they face disqualification. Preparations for the contest were complete. A countdown of 300 seconds commenced, and a duo of companions proceeded as the toy's melody played. The cessation of the tune prompted a lad to halt, yet a slight quiver resulted in his immediate demise, leaving his lifeless body. The sight instilled dread, magnified upon witnessing another demise, the lad's petrified comrade. Crimson splashes marred a young woman's visage as a multitude succumbed to dread, instigating a chaotic escape. However, the defiant who attempted to flee was systematically extinguished, culminating in extensive carnage. Amidst the horror, some were immobilized by fear, a stern reminder that elimination equated to mortality was imposed upon them. Comprehension dawned, an individual distinguished by the number one dared to lead, with several trailing towards the coveted endpoint. Yet the challenge persisted. Moving would get them killed. Chong-seok had the idea to hide behind someone so the doll wouldn't detect them. Meanwhile, Ba held on to Chok, scaring him, potentially getting him killed. I then made Jan fall, and she progressed forward. As the song played on, everyone slowly processed to the finish, risking their lives with each movement. Uncle Kem found pleasure in the melody. Bae and Jane, among the first, reached the finish with several survivors close behind. When he accidentally trod on a fallen contender, he staggered but remained upright thanks to Ali's quick reflexes. He evaded the doll, and as the clock ticked down, both Ali and Shock made a decisive leap for the finish. The doll marked the end for the remainder of the participants who fell short, instilling fear in the crowd. The ceiling retracted, unveiling the startling fact that the game unfolded on a secluded island. Thus concluded the gripping first episode. If this video brought you joy, please support it with a like, a comment, and share it in hope of hitting our goal of 20,000 likes.